तेरा सब कुछ समर्पण समर्पण, जीवन के दाता सांसों के स्वामी, ये नैया की पतवार तुमको है अर्पण। जीवन के दाता सांसों के स्वामी, ये नैया की पतवार तुमको है अर्पण।
Om Shanti, good morning. Rakhi Ben or Rami Ben, would you like to set the context?
Yeah. So, Om Shanti, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So, as we shared yesterday while we were closing the session, that today's session is going to be looking at deep diving on experiencing the Murli that we read yesterday with various points. So, we come up with our sharings, and Saurabh will take us through how to connect with Murlis while we are studying Murlis. So that's the context with which today's class is going to be on. And over to you, Saurabh.
Thank you. Thank you, Rakhi Ben, for this opportunity. And it's always great to play with Baba's jewels and try and go deeper, because it really, that's the basis of our Brahmin life. And so the Murli that we are discussing, and I'm sure everyone, we all have had good experiences and reflections, is the Murli on faith, foundation of faith. So we had a beautiful summary slide that I think Sharmila Ben had presented yesterday, and Baba talked about faith in how many things?
4.
4. Very good. Nice. And what are those 4 things?
Faith in self, faith in Baba, faith in Brahma, and faith in family.
Right. Great. Excellent. And Rakhi Ben, is there any way we could maybe look at that slide, or maybe I can also project that slide?
We can share that slide. Saurabh will do that.
Sure. You have it. Okay, perfect. Yeah. This is really great, the way, and I love the image that is there also. It's like we are all that, children, we don't know the way. But faith in the self, this is the guiding light, right? Because when we kind of embark on the spiritual journey, it's a journey of unknown territory. It's like we don't know a lot of things. It's like as we are moving forward, we are discovering more and more. And the light that guides my journey through the rough terrain of all the past experiences and everything that is there within is faith. That's it. And so Baba said faith in the self, and success and victory with the constant awareness of the self-respect of being an elevated soul. Who am I? And to have this faith, and many times I feel that just that realization, the truth that who am I? It is such an empowering experience. It's like faith for me, I feel many times, is in the light of truth. when I'm connected to the truth, then automatically there is faith. I know, there is an inner knowing, and slowly it comes into our living. So faith in the self, then faith in Baba, constant victory by saying, my Baba, you belong to the Father, Father belongs to you. And faith in the Brahmin family, understand the variety of sanskars and interact whilst being full of knowledge, love, humility, and have an attitude of good wishes and pure feelings. And then faith in the drama, embodiment of solutions, transform problems, nothing new. So the thought today was to use this time to maybe just focus on these 4 aspects of faith, because this was the gist of the Murli that Baba wanted us to really imbibe and learn. Is that fine? Maybe we can have some discussions just on these 4 subjects and on faith in general. So there were a couple of slides that I wanted to kind of share. Okay. Is this slide visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Saurabh.
Okay, great. One thing that we, so the format, the thought was that we can just take each slide and then we can discuss on it. And then based on whatever we have reflected on the Murli and also our maybe experiences. So we have just a few slides, and so we can begin by that. Yeah, that's okay. So this thing that came up was that the negative or waste thoughts are real, right? Their consequences are real, but they're born of an illusion. And so when Baba is saying faith, and Baba is saying to check the what of faith, what do we need to check of faith? The, who will say? The, what is the most important thing in the building that we have to check?
Foundation.
Foundation, right? So I have to check the foundation of faith. And Baba also used a word, when there is faith, there is what follows when there is faith. And the Hindi word is success.
Success.
Success. Success or victory, right? And so when we are talking about success or victory, it implies that there is a, what is going on in which we want success or victory. When there is victory, it means that there is an opponent. And so, which means that we are on a what would you say? Victory is always when we are on the
War.
With Maya.
Exactly. And so I felt that this Murli is really Baba's guidance on how to fight with Maya. And what is Maya? What kind of thoughts is Maya?
Why, what, should, all the waste and all the greed, the lust, the anger, ego, attachments.
Right, exactly. And so all these negative or waste thoughts, which is Maya, right? And so Baba is saying that these waste or negative thoughts or Maya, or we say storms of these thoughts will come. They are real, their consequences are real because they rob us of our happiness, of our peace, of our connection with Baba. Many times when there is a big storm, of waste thoughts. And when we sit to meditate, or when we just remember Baba many times, we are not able to feel Baba's presence because Maya has taken over, which means that these waste or negative thoughts have taken over. So what it says is they are real, but they are born of an illusion. And so the faith comes in realizing that it is an illusion. Faith comes in realizing that it is an illusion. So faith in the self. I realize that the moment I catch myself in the ways thinking, so Baba said 4 aspects: self, Baba, drama, and Brahmin family. So I have to check, is there an illusion of the self that I'm carrying? Am I connecting with this scene as Saurabh, not as a soul? So check. So I have to check. So that's one light, or that's one foundation. And the second is, then Baba said, not just to use the word Baba, but to use what? What did Baba say? But to use the word?
My Baba.
My Baba, right? My Baba. And the reason Baba said my Baba is the moment I feel it, Baba is mine, then automatically I begin to remember that which is mine. So my Baba. And it's also said, this Baba says, mine is one Baba and none other. Or is it that mine is one Baba and one other, or 2 others? Do I have, so this is the checking, do I have only Baba, or do I have Baba also in someone else also, or something else also? So that's the illusion. So if I feel that, okay, Baba is there, but someone else, something else is there, then it is an illusion. It is not faith. And that's what will lead to some wasteful and negative thoughts. So faith in the self, Baba, and then faith in the drama. And what did Baba say? Faith in the drama means? What does faith in the drama mean?
Acceptance of even things when they go wrong with a smile and taking it as a gift from Baba.
Very nice. Yeah. It's like Baba said, it's like problem conscious or solution conscious. That's the checking point. And so if there is a problem situation that has come, am I thinking about the problem or am I thinking about the solution? And so that's what they say when we have a waste thought about something, to check whether it is I'm thinking about how to fix it, or I'm thinking about the solution, or I'm just absorbed in the problem, the clouds of the problem. And then the 4th aspect. So this illusion here is, problem is the illusion, right? So self maybe illusion is that I think of myself in a limited perspective, which is always, Baba says, name and form. So to delete the name and form from the self. And then Baba, I know Baba, but my Baba, and no one else but Baba. And then drama, only solutions, no problems, problem solution. And then in terms of family, so let me ask this. So isn't the family included in drama? Why did
Yes.
Baba? Yeah. So why did Baba mention family as a separate pillar of faith?
I think if so that you can get the support and encouragement and motivation in case you are becoming unstable in your sthiti, or you need to be in the nice environment of pure souls and pure people to support you in case you are wavering.
Right. Yes. Right.
Another perspective could be drama is, it could be a situation, could be a circumstances, an event, while family is all about connecting these souls and making that bead, that rosary, that will make up Satya to happen. So drama are circumstances that will allow each soul to elevate further. Um, so in simple words, uh, family is more towards human connection, and drama could be more towards whatever shows up in the form of relationships, natural calamities, or things which are external to us, which are showing up in our journey as we move forward. Each one of us move forward in our path of elevation or liberation.
Very nice. Yeah. And so, when Baba mentions about Brahmin family, in one Murli Baba was saying, okay, Baba has come to establish two things. One is the deity religion, we say the religion, and the other is, Baba says the other is a kingdom. So religion and kingdom. And so Baba said that in a kingdom, you need all kinds of souls. You need a whole. And so Baba said that if I am only connected to Baba and not to the Brahmin family, then I cannot come in the kingdom. Right? It's like connection with the Brahmin family is what allows me to come closer to Baba. And that's why, so there's Baba and then there is Yajna. And so Yajna represents this whole connection with the Brahmin family. And so Baba came and Baba created the Brahmin family. Right? And so Baba said, in connection with the Brahmin family in this Murli, so what is faith here? That I know everyone's sanskars. And so when I come into connection or relationship or seva, anything, so what do I have to experience at that time? What are some of the key things Baba mentioned in this Murli? That we have
One thing that Baba mentioned is to have a big heart.
Big heart, good. Yes, right. Mm-hmm. Right, very nice. And what else do we need to have? What virtues did Baba outline, especially coming into connection with the Brahmin family?
Love.
Love, very good, yes. And
Humility.
humility.
Sharing.
Sharing, right. Right, very nice. Yeah. And so in this, in on the aspect of Brahmin family, then what is an illusion? Illusion is, so when I notice something is not working out right, for example, or someone is saying something, or someone is doing something, which may not be according to Srimad. Probably, it could be, right? It could happen. And I'm noticing something. Then at that time, the illusion is to feel that they are like that. That is an illusion. Because the reality is that they are not. They are all God's children. A kingdom is being established. And so that's how Mama, like someone would go to Mama and say, Mama, even in Baba's family, some are good, but but we see so many different sanskars. And so Mama said, yeah, because the kingdom is being established. So with this faith in the Brahmin family, it is God's family, and everyone is chosen by God. Everyone is chosen by God. So when I have that faith, then there's no illusion, means there's no room for waste thought. There's no room for waste thought. So that's what the faith allows me, not to have any room for waste thought. And when we say friends, Brahmin family, friends are God's gift. That's what Baba has created, this family. And so to then check self, Baba, Drama, family, Brahmin family. And so, does anyone have any waste thoughts at all? Do any one of us feel at any time that we have any waste thought? Is it true? Do we have any waste thoughts, or have we completely gained victory over them? What do you think?
We do have waste thoughts.
We have sometimes, right? We do have sometimes, that's true. And so what Baba has said in this Murli, okay, if there is so the good thing about a storm, what is the good thing about storm? You know, waste thought is like a storm, right? And the good thing about storm is that it allows us to check. Right? What does it allow us to check? To check our faith. So when it is a time of storms, means a sudden, rush of wasteful thoughts, then I have to check my faith at that time. Check my faith at that time. Faith in self, Baba, Brahma, and family. And if I'm operating from a space of truth, then there won't be waste thoughts. The waste thoughts will end instantly. Sorry. So there's one instance that Dadi Prakashmani and Dadi Janki, and they were having this conversation, and they were sitting in Madhuban, and someone came and then was saying, Dadi, look, such a big project is happening, but there's something which is not working right, and there's some problem that has come, right? And then a lot of things are, even in the yajna, things are always not, done according to, what Baba is saying, or there's some, areas. So what should we do? And many times we have waste thoughts. And so Dadi said that even if there is something which is not working right, which is fine, but Dadi said that 95% is right. Okay, 5% may not be right. And so let me focus on 95%. And with that perspective, that 95% is right, then I work to fix the only 5%. So I don't zoom in to say that I'm working on this problem, because that way, I'm just looking at that problem. But the perspective is that I'm looking at the entire picture. 95% is good, 5%, something that needs to be sorted out. And with that perspective, then I don't lose that energy that I have, right? Then I don't have waste thoughts. Right? So at this point, I would like to maybe invite anyone, from the group to maybe share any thoughts that come, that maybe a storm situation came, something came, and then what was that faith? And was it in the self, Baba, Brahma, family? And how was I able to overcome? Or how was I able to shine the light of truth at that time and able to overcome that storm of wasteful thoughts in the mind? Anyone would like to share your experiences?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I don't have any specific example that I can talk about it, because I joined like a couple of months ago. But after the Murli, I was listening to, maybe I'm not sure if it's appropriate to talk about this or not. And my thinking is somewhat a little bit different, than just the Murli part of it. So I was listening to, I also listened to, Shwani Didi's serials, different series, episodes and all that. It was really appropriate that she was reading some maybe Sakar Murli in Being Love series with Suresh Oberoi. And the title of the Murli was Education, Siksha, which comes with forgiveness and Raham. Okay? And give blessings and receive blessings. And then they were talking about in there, which to me was more appropriate for me to understand all these different faiths in self, and faith in Baba, faith in drama, and faith in family, that they said, think about this way, that our soul or Atma is God or Paramatma. Okay, think that way. And our body is a temple. So if we use that analogy, then we shouldn't be thinking about anything negative. Like if we go to temple, or any temple we go to, we have always good feelings about it over there. So we shouldn't have no waste thoughts. We shouldn't be thinking about negative thoughts. We shouldn't be thinking about anything wrong, that we should do this and all those, the bad stuff, So I like that part, because now anytime any situation comes, I think that way, just starting, say today, that, okay, my Atma or my soul is a God or Paramatma, and my body is a temple. So if I start thinking in those terms, to me, it encompasses all these different things into, it's not a maybe specific one example, but to me, I like that. It gives me more to practice day in, day out, or any situation, saying, okay, what would I do? Because if I was in temple, or I'm in any religious place, or if I'm in, anywhere, what would I do? How would I go to God? And how would I do this? Or how about I go to Baba to, ask for this? So I don't know, that helps me. I'm not sure if it's appropriate for this one today, but that does help me, because that was really appropriate right after the Murli. Before I go to bed, I listen to half an hour, 40 minutes of, Shivani Didi. This is one of the seedals before I go to bed. Then I do like 5-7 minutes, meditation before I go to bed. And it just came that day. I was like, wow, to me, it's like more appropriate than I can think of. So that's my thinking on this thing.
Very nice. Right. Thank you, Bhai. Very nice.
There's one specific example that I would like to share. This was in the year 2015. I was diagnosed with some kind of issues in my abdomen, and I was suggested by the doctor to undergo a surgery. And that was the time when I'd taken up a new job, which was a bigger role to play pan India. And it was hardly 4 months that I've joined this organization. And I had a lot of questions, that such a beautiful opportunity, such a nice opportunity that got into, and then with these challenges that is showing up in my health, how will I fulfill my responsibility? And I said, why it is happening to me now? I started getting into that mode of, I will not be able to fulfill things around me. And those were the time when I used to only listen to Murli, was not able to go to centers. Um, but suddenly there was a time when I had to go and do my MRI, and to get inside the MRI machine also, I had a lot of questions. I got in once and I came out, and I said, no, I cannot go because I was not able to take the sound inside the MRI machine. And I remember the doctor that time telling me that we may have to give you a general anesthesia, and that's the only option. And that was the time I told to myself, and I told Baba that I don't know if this needs to be diagnosed, what it is right to be diagnosed. Um, how do I manage? Because I'm not able to take the sound of the machine. And I'd experienced, practicing, I am a soul and not this body, and I need to get this done for good. There was just a message that came in, and the next moment, when we tried the MRI after 15 minutes, I was able to peacefully get this MRI done, which allowed us to take a diagnosis as to what is to be done, and the process of surgery has to be gone through, and I had to take almost a month's leave. There was a lot of turmoil around. Still questions were going on. There were a lot of thoughts going on. I remember at that point of time, one of the very senior brother in the family who I connected, and he guided me further on the spiritual path and told me to connect this, that this is a paper which has come, and you will sail through peacefully. And that had been my experience of having faith in Baba, faith in myself, faith in family, and faith in drama. And after this surgery, within 2 weeks' time, I had resumed the office back and was able to work. This is one of the examples that I remember where faith at all the four pillars supported. If that gives any practical
Very
example,
nice.
that's it.
Mm.
Om
Excellent.
Shanti.
Thank you. Very nice. Any other thoughts?
Okay, Saurabh bhai, I'd like to just share some of my personal experiences, especially I'll just be brief because I have so many different experiences. One very significant one was when I had just become a pilot, and I had actually, with the help of my family, saved so much money, and we didn't have the resources. And in those days, in the 80s, it was not at all normal for women to be there. And every struggle that I faced was just with the faith that God is with me. It's going to happen. And I used to actually visualize, because I come from a Sikh family, I used to actually visualize the light. Luckily, we always believed in one God even then. And I used to visualize my gurus almost standing next to me. And I have seen magic happening. And when I used to travel by a simple moped going 14 kilometers every day in the jungle, a young girl of age of 19, 20, where it is not considered very safe, just because I was determined to be a pilot, and traveling through the jungles with no support, no lighting on the roads, no petrol pump to stop by. I used to only remember God, keep having faith in him, and just keep going. And not a single day it happened that my moped broke down. I would just keep praying all the time. I would just be remembering God, and God be with me, God be with me, kind of thing. And with full faith, I would just go. Nothing will happen. It was like that. And besides, after that, God gave me the very difficult test paper that after I achieved everything, I got medically grounded. I was the first woman pilot in Air India, and I got medically grounded. It was like disastrous.
Oh.
I went through some kind of an upheaval emotionally and otherwise, but just for very little time, a few days. And then my father, who was my mentor then, he just kept saying, you remember, faith in God, faith in God. Everything is happening for a divine purpose. And this was like faith in the drama. This is meant to be. And then I just picked up my life all over again, and with great determination and zeal, and what the word Baba uses, zeal and enthusiasm, just moved my journey again and all the way up. And coming just with faith in God, faith in myself, faith in my family, and knowing that this is just a test that God puts before you. And it is for you to overcome and do it in the correct manner. So this is one of my older examples, and I have many such. But my more recent one, I will just share quickly, is linked to my physical well-being. In 2005, I was driving and I almost collapsed on the road because I used to work like 20 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours a day. I was always a hardcore worker and not realizing that my body is taking a beating. But I always had a lot of faith in God. That was always there. But physically, I think some ailments had started coming up and I almost collapsed. And I somehow drove myself directly to the hospital. I knew something was seriously wrong, that I cannot even go home. I drove myself to the hospital just praying. And this is God's blessing again, that he gave me faith in myself that I could drive myself right up to the hospital, reach there, and then made a call to my parents that this is what has happened. And then I was for 3 days in the investigation, and then they discovered certain things wrong. And after that, one of the key ones was something known as mitral valve prolapse, which was something to do with the heart, and the valve was leaking, so the blood was not flowing. And I have physical evidence of those reports. And after I came more and more into Gyan and more into prayer and meditation, you'll be surprised that during COVID time, when I was holding meditation sessions and making people overcome their fear, and I myself, once my oxygen level dropped to 80, and I was shocked. I said, is this a machine error? Because I'm feeling fine, but because it kept happening, the fluctuation, it forced me to run back to the hospital. And I came to Nanavati in Mumbai, and they did a series of tests, and they couldn't find anything. And then I said, I also have this MVP. They said, yeah, that is the real reason. So then they took me into the cardiologist's room, did the echo test, and what do they find? That nothing is there anymore. My heart is healed, my valve is healed, and Baba's magic has happened. And I realized that there's a big message here for me, that everything is reversible. That's why when anybody tells me, the doctor ne bola hai, all your life you are going to be like this. I said, please don't believe the doctors, have faith in God. You have faith in your inner self, have faith in God. And what if you really have to undergo something, it's fine. Do it, experience it with joy, because it's God's gift to you. Our test in life is that we experience the good and bad with the same emotion, without getting wavering. Because if the bad happens, it's a test, it's a learning. If the good happens, it is anyway good. So once you've reconciled to that thought and you have faith in that, nothing can ever deter you. You're there with Baba. Baba is there with you all the time. So I thought I'll just share these two examples, one Olga and one. Thank you.
Thank you. I didn't know you're a pilot. That's great.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
So you lead us to Paramdham then, right?
Sorry, sir?
You lead us to Paramdham?
You are all there already. We are all there in 1 second.
Nice. Great.
Om Shanti.
Thank you. Great. When Baba talks about faith, it's like sister was sharing, and there's so many words that Baba many times, uses in the Murli, but then all of these words are somewhere connected to faith. And Baba says victory, faith leads to victory. Nishchay buddhi vijayanti. And when I have faith, then because there are no waste thoughts, there is no worry. Baba uses the word immovable, means achal adol, unshakable and immovable. So when there is, many times Baba would say your stage should be that, but then that stage comes when I have faith. Then Baba says about truth, satyata, right? That truth also comes with faith. Or faith comes with truth, both are linked. And when there is faith, there is no fear, because nothing can, right? There's no doubt. And so if I have any energy of fear or doubt or misunderstanding, then I have to check my foundation of faith. Foundation of faith. Carefree, many times talks about carefree. And so being carefree is also linked with faith, because then I don't worry, I'm carefree. Surrender. Surrender is also connected to faith. So everything, a lot of these things that Papa mentions are all connected to faith. And then in one of the Avyakt Murlis on faith, actually Papa was mentioning this, that faith, the journey from knowing to accepting to living. And that's where it's like faith comes when we interact or we come onto the field of action. And, we live it. So I know I'm a soul, I know my Baba, and then there's acceptance of all the four aspects. And then I live. So in my life, in my actions, I'm able to experience living it. So that's the checking, that's the journey, that's the checking. And it's like a very nice story that comes on faith in Ramayana. Anyone would like to take a guess what that story is about, or on what's the character that is about the story of faith? Any guesses? His name starts with an A. Any guesses? And he's a monkey. Any guesses?
You talking about Angad?
Yes, very nice. The story of Angad, right? Angad, right? And so Angad went in the courtroom of Ravan and challenged, right? That, okay, I'm putting my feet down. If you have power, then try to shake it. No one was able to do that, right? And so this power of faith that comes. And we are challenging Maya. That's what Baba said, that we are challenging Maya. Because we have belonged to Baba, now Maya will also, test. So we are challenging Maya. So Maya will come in different forms. That's where the foundation of faith. When there is faith, then Maya cannot shake. And out of the three, we say mind, intellect, and sanskars. What does Baba say? Faith in what? Kya samajhte hain? Always Baba says faith in intellect. Intellect, right? Faith in the intellect. So I have to have faith. That's why Baba says nishchay buddhi. And so this intellect is that like a deeper level of consciousness where the intellect is what drives my mind. So an intellect which is grounded or stable in faith will automatically direct the mind to have pure and peaceful thoughts. But when the intellect is getting disturbed, then the mind will automatically have these thoughts. So that's why the foundation and Baba says faith and intellect, it's all, the intellect feels grounded with all these four. And Baba said in the Murli that, is it okay to have faith in three and not one? What did Baba say? Like in foundation, we need to have all the four legs together, properly balanced. And so that's what Baba mentioned, that all the four, I need to pay attention.
Is essential for victory.
It's essential for victory. Because Maya can come from any of these. See, Maya's task is to create doubts. That's what Maya is for. Something happens and I'll doubt someone's intention. Oh, that they are like that. Or even, maybe I'm not good enough. I don't know. I'm not able to do Purusharth that much. Maybe drama, situation. So all these things are these four aspects or the gates through which Maya comes. But a faithful intellect, having faith, will put locks so that nothing can then disturb, nothing can shake. Just like Angad. The meaning of Angad is Angda, जिसने अपने अंग दे दिए प्रभु को, परमात्मा को. यानी अंग यानी आत्मा के na man, buddhi, sanskar. So I feel they belong to Baba, they don't belong to me. And so then no Maya can shake it. And this image that we always have of Dadi Janki. Dadi Janki, related to faith, Dadi always had a slogan, and she used 2 words in that slogan. Any guesses what 2 words those 2 words will be?
Hanji.
Hanji, good, very nice. What else?
It's मैं कौन मेरा कौन.
मैं कौन मेरा कौन. Excellent, very nice. What else?
Mera Baba.
Mera Baba, right, great. What else?
एक पल एक भरोसा.
एक पल एक भरोसा. Excellent, very nice.
कैसे की जगह ऐसे.
कैसे की जगह ऐसे. That's what Baba said, right? That Murli, very nice. What else?
दादी कहते हैं सच्चे दिल पर साहब राजी.
सच्चे दिल पर साहब राजी. Very nice. All these are great. Yeah. What else? And these 2 words, the second word is think. And what is the first word? The second word is think. What is the first word? Anyone? And the first word starts with a D. Anyone?
I can attempt to don't think.
Yes, great. With Ali Bajaiye, that's great. Good job. Very nice. Yeah, don't think. That's what Dadi used to say. Don't think. Don't think. And so faithful intellect creates a mind which doesn't think. Baba कहते ना कि when you have surrendered, then Baba will think for you. You don't even need to think. Don't think. And so a state of mind which is created by a faithful intellect doesn't think much. Doesn't think much, but just enjoys. So my life is then full of enjoyment with Baba, with family, with drama, with myself. So it's a life of celebration. And a life of celebration is a life of angels. Om Shanti.
Saurabh bhai, while we were talking about faith right now, am I audible?
Yes.
So there was just a thought which came in right now. When we speak about fear and faith, okay, fear is full of doubts and question marks around, and we keep on thinking about it. So the thought which was just coming in was, when we have fear, and then that whatever fear we have, that shows up. मैंने कहा था ना, I told this is going to be happening, and this happens. But then that also happens because we are giving fear of faith to that fear. उस डर को भी तो हम giving fear by उस पे विश्वास करें कि ऐसा होगा ही, तो वो होता है. So then the choice for us is giving thought to what serves constructively than destructively. So I don't know whether I'm able to convey this message is, अगर हमें विश्वास करना है तो डर का विश्वास क्यों करें? Let's look at having constructive faith through our intellect in doing things constructively.
Very nice. Excellent. Yeah. Very nice. Right. in terms of when you were sharing this thought, I remember that, our respected Brijmohan Bhaiji, he was sharing once when he came to Peaceful Edge, and he was saying that faith in drama means, that's what he was saying, faith in drama means what is right, but what is wrong is also right. And we were like, wow, that's great, to really see that way.
They're both gifts.
They're both gifts, right? Very nice. Any other thoughts, inspirations? Any other journeyings, realizations on faith?
So I just had an additional input in a practical way, like Sister Rakhi spoke about fear. Fear, the best way to overcome fear is to have faith, but you also have to be practical to the extent that you can't also not take any care about what you need to do to overcome the fear in a practical manner, right? But the faith is the binding force. Like you can do those certain actions to overcome those fears. Let's say there's a fear of a fire in a building. I'm just giving a simple practical example. So you will put the fire extinguisher, you will do the fire drill, you will be prepared. Nobody stops you from being prepared. But you can't live in that fear in your head. Like I like that Dadi Janki's then don't think. Because once you have made those practical measures to be prepared, then the faith binds it that nothing is going to go wrong and everything is going to be perfect. And even if something ever goes wrong, it's a gift and I will overcome it. So either way, you're prepared. I don't know if I'm able to explain properly. So, you're mentally, the faith is so strong that, because sometimes the faith, if people have faith only ke acha hi hoga, acha shayad nahi bhi ho, even then I have faith. I mean, that's the point I'm trying to reach. I have faith that jo hoga acha hoga. Which I may not perceive it as acha at that point, but wo acha hi hai, because God knows best what is best for you. So that is the faith that I get driven. I have conditioned myself to accept all the ups and downs with blind faith, because I know that वो अच्छा ही है मेरे लिए, तभी वो बुरा भी हो रहा है, अच्छा ही है. I have, fortunately, with God's blessing, that faith I'm already blessed with. So, yeah. अच्छा ही है. Nothing is ever bad. It's always good.
Very nice. Everything is good.
Saurabh, in interest of time, can we take on the meditation?
Zarur.
And it's going to be your choice. If you want to take a meditation through a song, we'll be more than happy to have that.
Acha. Sure. We'll meditate with a song, then maybe that's fine. अंबर से भी पार है मणियों का गार है परम शांति विश्राम यहाँ पर ज्योति का भंडार है परमानंद सुधा नैनों से वसुधा पर छलकाए पास तेरे उड़ आए पास तेरे उड़ आए जी करता है बाबा हम पास तेरे उड़ आए पास तेरे उड़ आए, जो पिंजरे से उड़कर पंछी, जो पिंजरे से उड़कर पंछी नील गगन में जाए, पास तेरे उड़ आए, पास तेरे उड़ आए। कोई शय ना भाती है, याद घर की आती है, करे इशारा किरण तुम्हारी, जैसे हमें बुलाती है, तेरी याद में समा के हम तो तुम सा ही बन जाए, पास तेरे उड़ आए, पास तेरे उड़ आए। जी करता है बाबा हम पास तेरे उड़ आए, पास तेरे उड़ आए, पास तेरे उड़ आए, पास तेरे उड़ आए। Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Have a nice day. Shanti.
Very nice.
Om Shanti. Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti. Thank you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Saurabh Bhai, for giving the importance of how to keep faith in all the four aspects. Thank you so much for today's session. Thank you, all of you, and see you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Have a lovely day. Om Shanti.